tomorrow night. But before we get too far into that, the Valdosta Touchdown Club and the fans, Coach, want to say congratulations after a Thanksgiving Day and Thanksgiving holiday time. Last Friday night, on a very cool but crisp Friday night after the rains had left, the Wildcats come out and played a solid game, and we finally wound up victorious 18-6 over a fine Griffin Bears team.
Griffin does have a very fine football team, very well coached team, excellent players. I think as we saw, as our fans, the players, all of us saw, they're a bigger team, maybe the biggest team we've faced on the line. They're offensive, defensive people, an excellent quarterback, very fine secondary, great linebackers. We felt like the Cats did a fine job last Friday night with the effort that they put forth. One of the best that we've had all year, and I'm really proud of them for the effort that they gave us. Coaches, the players, the fans, the cheerleaders, the band, it was Valdosta at its best once again.
It sure was. There were some unusual, unique plays, some fun plays in there, and we're looking forward to seeing them once again tonight, and we'll just kind of let you describe the highlights and let's enjoy them again.
Yeah, it would be a pleasure. We always enjoy this, and the folks here at Valdosta State do a great job picking out the exciting parts. So let's watch the highlights of the Griffin-Valdosta game last Friday night. It was a great night for football. The temperature was somewhere in the low 40s. The fans were there, as the Wildcat fans always are, and we were very proud of them. There's Herbert Norsey Ross, one of the finest cheerleaders you'll ever find anywhere at any time, who sincerely is for his team. There's Steve Everson, number 144 Marcus Williams, and number 81 Shadrack Green, our captains for this ball game. Griffin won the toss, elected to defer. Valdosta elected to defend, and the signal there is for Valdosta will be kicking off. I think that's Ryan Sanderson kicks off to around the 11-yard line, and the first tackle there, I believe, is made. Number 14, Larry Melton, makes the tackle. First play of the ball game is scramble there. 44, Marcus Williams in on the tackle. The second play, 97, is Don Hitson makes the tackle. Along with 93 would be Sebastian Davis. Excellent defense there by 97, Don Hitson, and 45 is Jason Yearby, defensive tackle over there. Here we are later in the ball game, later in the first call, and that Steve Everson goes back to pass, and Tim White, number 83, makes a real fine clutch catch there for a first down and keeps the drive alive. There's 71, one of our very fine guards, Alan Holt, congratulating Tim White. Here's a draw play. Our senior fullback, David Williams, picks up about 9 or 10 yards, keeps the drive going on this drive. We get a third down and a quarterback sneak behind Bradley Grant, and 55 and 71, Alan Holt, and 52, Jesse Hunter. Here's a handoff from Steve Everson to Nakia McMullen, number 11. Nakia had an excellent ball game, as you'll see during these highlights. Picked up 5, 6, 7 yards on several occasions, 10 or 12 on others. Here he goes again. This is what I'm talking about right here. Notice there's about a 12 or 13-yard gain behind a good trap block, but an excellent run on Nakia's part. He did a great job for us. Here's Steve Everson rolling out to pass. I believe he'll hit Shadrack Green. That was about a 6 or 7-yard gain and moves the ball down somewhere inside the 15. And here is that would be Ryan Sanderson kicking the field goal for the first points of the ball game, and it'll be 77. Neil Roundtree made the snap, and Steve Everson was holding there. So the Wildcats are up with 8 minutes to go in the second quarter, 3-0. Ryan kicks off, and that's number 32 there, and he's the fastest man in the state of Georgia in Quad A athletics. Thaddeus Shannon's his name, has great speed. And there's good defense by the Valdosta Wildcats, coordinated by Coach Charles Tarpley, who calls the defense. The front is coached by Larry Jester, and the defensive ends by Coach Al Akins, and the secondary by Coach Keith Middleton. I have to give those young men credit. There's Herbert Norsey Ross again, folks. You see what I mean about enthusiasm. We're proud to have Herbert with us because he's very excited. Here's Jason Jelks, along with number 3. Jason, number 7. Number 3 is DeAnthony Roundtree, and our secondary players making a tackle on the fine quarterback Tommy Willis from Griffin. This is our great punt return, one of the best we've had all year by John Bell. We had great blocking. There were several good blocks. Remember, Donald Hitson made a good block. Number 49 over there had made a block earlier, and that's Franklin Wiseman. 44, Marcus Williams made a good block, and it set up a very fine play for us, but it's very much a part of football. Here we're sending Steve Everson into the game. I think we're down inside the 10, maybe somewhere around the 5 or 6 yard line, which is where John Bell's punt return fixes on the 7 yard line there. And we send motion, Chris Rocky, number 41. Steve keeps the ball, pitches it out to our tailback, Alfred Barnes, and we don't get any yardage on it. May have lost a foot or so, but this is a great run right here by Steve Everson. Move the ball right in there. There's a lot of comparison to a lot of other quarterbacks down through the years, but you need to include Steve in those comparisons. There's Ryan Sanderson once again kicking the extra point after Steve Everson had made a great run there of about 7 yards for the touchdown. Neil Roundtree made the snap, and Steve Everson held it. So the Cats go up 10-0 here. Andy Harrison was one of the linemen in there. Number 74 did a great job in there, and 67, the other tackle, is Chris Geengrove. Number 46 is Antonio Speed, who makes that very fine tackle. And here we're later on the game in the third quarter. There you see number 31, one of the best tackles of the game right there. That's Sam Thomas, one of our linebackers. He's a junior. Here you see number 31 again. Sam Thomas makes the second tackle there, assisted by number 49, and that was Franklin Wiseman. 1st and 10 a little bit later, and here comes 49 is Franklin Wiseman. 93 is Sebastian Davis. 92 is Brinson Barker. There is a blitz by number 44, one of our captains, Marcus Williams. And that was came through at a big time, folks, a very big time on this drive because they've got a good drive going. There's an excellent play by our junior tackle, Sebastian Davis, on a reverse trap play there. And here's a 45-yard field goal attempt. We get good pressure on the kicker and doesn't quite reach the goal line, and it's off to the left. So the Wildcat defense done an excellent job right there, and we're very, very proud of that. However, we don't move the ball well enough on offense, and there you see a great play by Griffin. Good blocking on their part. They're a well-coached football team. Here's the same play to the other side. And the tackle there, I think, is made by number 7. That's one of our captains, Jason Jelks. Did a good job of stopping them. And here they have a touchdown. And this is Thaddeus Shannon, the very fine speedster they have. A well-executed play, a good catch, a heads-up play by Griffin, and they were able to score on us. And unfortunately, they missed the extra point for them. Fortunately for us, the ball sailed wide to the right there. So at this point, ladies and gentlemen, the score stands, as you can see, 10-6, with 10 minutes, 22 seconds to go, and a lot of exciting football in this ball game. Steve Everson takes the ball, throws it on the quick screen to John Bell, who picks up about 4 or 5 yards, and well, actually 3 yards. And this is Tommy Speed, and you see how big and how tough, how aggressive this Griffin team is. They have a very fine football team. This is Nakia McMullen here, and he picks up about 5 or 6 yards right there, and a first down for us. Good drive going. This is Tommy Speed running extremely tough right there. Tommy's probably 165 or 70 pounds, but he runs at 190, like he's a 190 pounder. Here's Steve Everson running again, picking up about 3 or 4 yards, following a fake to Tommy Speed. There you see 55, our center, Bradley Grant, 52, Jesse Hunter, and a trap play to Nakia McMullen, who runs about as hard as you can run. We checked that play over and over, and his knees were down at the time, and the ground can't cause a fumble. Here goes Nakia again. Notice this run, folks, how tough he's running right there. Moves the ball down to the 20-yard line. There's a fine blocker, Andy Harrison. blocking for him. 71. It was one of our blockers, Alan Holt, and there was a dead ball foul there that hit Steve Everson. There's a shift from a field goal situation. Ball is snapped back to Steve Everson. He saw ahead. He has great speed. Again, folks talk about who's going to get the ball in and quarterbacks over the past several years, but look at that, folks, and you see what I'm talking about. The young man does a fine job for us. That was a touchdown following a shift from the field goal set, and Griffin didn't jump off sides, and which may have been a first down had they done that. Kick the extra point here. We have Ryan Sanderson again kicking it. We have a high snap. Now watch Steve Everson on this play. This was not called, but we do practice it every day. He makes a cut, moves right back in, and gets a 2-point play on what would have been a 1-point conversion. But we practice that in case we do get a bad snap, and it's the type of thing we do every day. Again, we mentioned the snap. It's by Neil Roundtree. Alert play by the entire Wildcat team. Offensive team is coached by Jerry Don Baker and Ronnie Pitcock on the offensive line. Bob Bolton coaches the wide receivers and our strength coach. And, of course, Mike O'Brien coaches our backs. Now, this is that play once again, one more time, and we're proud of the fine effort that Valdosta State people do by allowing us to do this. There you see the very fine Wildcat cheerleaders. My, what a great job they do. Sponsored by Carol Wallace. And we're very proud of what they do and keep the spirit very good and very high at Valdosta High School. Here's a good scene, folks. Following the game, good sportsmanship by both teams. A very hard-fought football game. Griffin has every right to be proud of their football team, and I know, of course, the Wildcat folks are proud of their team too, so of our team. So it was a great night for football.
Coach, again, as we said earlier, the Wildcat defense and offense just played a real solid game. Stephen Everson, when he had to do it, he turned that ball up in there and went 7 yards on the first touchdown. And then when we went into the shotgun formation after the field goal look, then he made the right decision and scored. And, you know, the Wildcats did a good job. Well,
those are clutch plays and a lot of good individual effort. But let's not forget our kicking game. Ryan Sanderson kicking off, field goal, extra point, and, of course, Wayne Devane, the punter, because it is called football. And that's very much a part of the game, and just kind of deep down inside, personally, I'm proud of that phase too, along with the fine running of Nakia McMullen and the fine blocking of our offensive line.
Well, we're going to be back talking with a couple of the Wildcat players right after this.